Did you know that people pleasing actually robs you of your sense of identity? Sometimes we people please with or without knowing it. Unajipata, sometimes you want people to like you. Sometimes you want to do things for people so that they can acknowledge you. Sometimes you want to, can I say, buy people's love and attention. So inaweza kuwa a conditioning from when you were young or a trauma response. But all in all, people pleasing robs you of your sense of identity. Why don't we talk about it? Hi family, praise Jesus. Welcome to the Youthful Glory, where we are all about Christ, who is our hope of glory, who beautifies, purifies, magnifies, does all the beautiful and glorious things for us. So today we're talking about people pleasing, okay? So I want you guys to know that people pleasing is often a learned behavior, and mostly it originates from childhood experiences or social conditioning. So you can find that there are people who, in their upbringing, not everyone grew up in stable homes. Not everyone grew up with loving parents. There are some children who grew up having to prove to their parents that they are actually good enough. And there are some children who have grown up, and when I'm saying some children, I'm talking about you and I, because you are once children. There are some of us who have grown in homes where you had to prove that you're good enough. You had to do something, maybe be a good performer, maybe show that you're very obedient, or do something just to get you noticed. Maybe your parents had a favorite child, some things that conditioned your upbringing. So you find that for people who grew up in such environments, you have to do things, you have had to do things, you have had to behave in certain ways to be acknowledged and to actually receive love. And this is people pleasing. You have grown up pleasing, trying to please your parent to get something from them, whereas mzazi manzi anafaa tu kukupenda because you're the child, okay? Some of us, or some people, have been conditioned to people please because of a form of trauma response. Let's say it's a way of avoiding conflict with people. Sasa unapata unaconform na unafanyia watu vitu ama unaitikia tu vitu watu wanasema simply because you don't want to get into conflict with people, ama hutaki tu watu wakubebe in one way or another. And let's go back to the child. This child that has grown up trying to please their parents, the response was always praise for that thing they've done. Have you gotten an A? Well, good, you're now a good child. Are you obedient to mom and dad? Good. Are you not doing what the rest of the children are doing? You're good. The praise comes. So you find that ini kitu yenye mtu atafanya, tunasemanga kujipendekeza. Ini kitu yenye mtu atafanya so that I can get that praise and so that I can feel that love and feel that acknowledgement. There's a time my friend Becky told me about the golden child syndrome. We were talking in the context where sometimes we also try to show God that we are good enough. We also find ourselves doing the same thing when it comes to our relationship with God. Sometimes you want to be so perfect and you want to appear that you don't make mistakes, and you want like your record to be so straight that God will see that you're deserving of this and this and this. And that's the same way like maybe that child has grown up. You want to appear that you're never at fault. You're just the golden child. A former golden child often struggles with perfectionism, self-esteem issues, codependency, authenticity in relationships, and anxiety, because you don't know how people are going to react. If I say this, if I don't say this, is this person going to be happy? Are they going to be pleased with me? Are they going to still love me? Are they going to accept me for who I am? You lose that authenticity and you don't get to be yourself, because lazima usome mtu kwanza. You're trying to relate with someone according to who they are, not who you are. From the Bible, there's someone that we can say had the golden child syndrome, the people pleasing effect, and that was Martha. When Jesus went to kwa kina Martha and Mary, This is in Luke 10:38 to 42. When Jesus went to Martha and Mary's home, Martha was busy catering for the visitors. We can say that Martha was a people pleaser because her self-identity revolved around entertaining and impressing those who entered her household. And Jesus was, telling her that Mary knows what she's found. She knows what is good, and that is sitting at the feet of Jesus. So there was something that Martha was losing by trying to, appear yeye ndio anashughulikia wageni, yeye ndio anajituma. Not saying that it's a bad thing, but there was something that she was also losing. We see also Saul disobeying God and whatnot because he wanted to please people. When God told him to finish off the Amalekites and not leave anyone behind, alisema sijui the people wanted some spoils and all this. So he was also people pleasing. So what is identity? Because we're talking about about people pleasing, robbing you of your identity. Your identity is the difference or character that marks off an individual, like sets you apart. There's something about you that is unique to you. And if you're not cultivating who you authentically are by trying to please other people, you lose your sense of identity. There's something about you that sets you apart from every other person. We are all unique in our own way, and that is our sense of identity. So if you're trying to conform to what other people will think and what will please other people, you lose your sense of identity because you're not authentic in who you actually are. So how can you stop people pleasing? Number one, you need to set clear boundaries at work, in life, in your relationships. If you say no, let it be a no. If you say yes, let it be a yes. If there's something you don't like, just say, I don't like it when you do this and this and this. I can't have you calling me past 10. I don't want to give you or lend you money. Have clear. Akikasirika siya jam, atakupiga. Hatakupiga. Have clear boundaries. Things you can tolerate them. Things you can't, let it be known that you're not for this. And it is your life after all. Number 2, engage with people only when you want to do so. Help, engage with people, interact, meet up with people only when you want to do so. We end up thinking so much about the other people and what they think that you don't think about how it's stretching you out of your comfort zone. Maybe I had not planned to go out this week. Maybe I had not planned to use my money to go out to eat hidden gem this week. But now because the whole group is doing it and I don't want to be the one who's left behind, I don't want to be the one who lags behind and who makes the group, the plans not toka, the WhatsApp group. Now then I'll just stretch myself and look for that money and just come out. But if I don't want to engage, I have the right to say no. If I don't want to go out with you, I can say no. If I don't want you to come over, I can say no. I don't have to please you and just hang out and push myself off my comfort zone. That is people pleasing. So engage only when you want to do so. So, number 3, think before committing to do a thing. Think, am I going to be comfortable? Do I actually want to do this thing? How does this person make me feel? How does this group make me feel? Do I feel like I have to perform? Am I to act a certain way to get along with these people? Think before committing, and then practice positive self-talk. Tell yourself you're enough, you don't have to wait for people to clap for you or give you all the accolades for you to feel like you're worthy and you're deserving. Practice positive self-talk. Give yourself those affirmations. Give yourself that acknowledgement, because waiting, sometimes you utangoja mtu akuambie, na utangoja sana, na hiyo kungoja ndio you feel you're hungry for acknowledgement, you're hungry to feel seen, that you do anything to hear that person say this and this that makes you feel like you've received the praise that you wanted to hear. So practice positive self-talk. Then recognize your choices and make goals for your own life. Si kwenda tu na upepo, what people say we do. Like, make your own choices and your own goals for your own life. Ukuwe na msimamo. Let people know that when you set your mind to do a thing, you do it. So, you also have to be willing to get uncomfortable and be willing to make people uncomfortable. Your boundaries will not always please people. Your no will not always make people feel good. So you have to always be willing to get uncomfortable. Sometimes you can also feel uncomfortable in telling a friend no, in telling your partner no, in telling them, this is how I feel, this is how you made me feel, I don't feel respected, I don't feel heard, So be willing to get uncomfortable, and be willing to make people uncomfortable too, because you also have to be seen. Ndio usiendelee kuconform tu na kaa tu na nyamazia mashida zako just to make the other person okay and not to make them uncomfortable. Be willing to make that person uncomfortable, and yourself too. So the last thing is just start small. Especially if you've grown up with this kind of conditioning, and also, of course, if you picked up people pleasing because of a certain thing that you went through, maybe a trauma, and it's a form of a trauma response. Maybe you fell out with a couple of friends, and now you tread upon your friendships very lightly, like you're walking on eggshells. You don't want to do certain things, say certain things, usikue cut off. Maybe in your past relationship there are things that happen. Maybe you expressed yourself maybe ulikuwa unasema kila kitu inakubo, huyo mtu akajam. So in your new relationship, you can't even talk and say things that bother you because you're afraid this other person is also going to walk away, So start small. It might not be easy, especially if it's a trauma response, because you have the fear of what? So start small in voicing your opinions, your thoughts, your likes, your dislikes. And finally, I want to tell you, put yourself first. Love yourself. That's the only way to stop people pleasing. Put yourself first. Love yourself. We live in a very selfish world. Let's just be honest. People are out here minding their business and minding their lives. I won't say people don't care. I care about you. But love yourself. Love yourself enough to protect yourself and to know what's good for you and to know when you are doing the most, especially for people who are doing nothing for you. Okay, we are not going to walk around being people pleasers. We know that we are loved by God, and we live for the audience of one. Okay, let me say it for myself. I live for the audience of one, and that is God. There's only one man that I'm trying to please. That is God and his tri-nature, God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. That's the only person I'm trying to please. So when I'm walking around with that knowledge, I know that if John, James, Mercy, Peter do this and that, I can actually tell it to them to their face, because I live for the audience of one, sir. Okay, so I hope this helps somebody. If you maybe don't know that you have the issue of people pleasing, I hope this opens your eyes for you to see that you have been people pleasing and you need to stop, because you are amazing, right? So thank you so much for watching, for tracking with me this far. I hope this was informative and this has helped somebody, and I hope we grow in Christ and even grow and become healthy, not only spiritually but psychologically. It's your girl Polly.N. See you in the next video. Bye.